Smackdown 9/11 of 2003 emanated from Birmingham, Alabama at the Jefferson Civic Center. We open with Vince McMahon
Betty Mac.
and Stephanie. They're both in her office. And they're talking about how Vince was the first man. I was the first one to have the grapefruits to do a live event after 9/11.
Yeah.
Which is true.
That's an accurate statement.
And so Stephanie, she's irritated by her dad and kind of is dismissive of his ego and says tonight Raw's Team Angle will be here for what she is calling the Patriot Day Tag Team Match.
The Patriot Games.
Yes, Patriot Games. And so she tells her dad that Team Angle will be taking on the Iron Addicts.
Big boss.
And Vince immediately says, Stacy Keibler? She's going to be at ringside for the main event? Ha ha, I'll be there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
Well, and so that's relevant because we never had the famous meme of Stacy and Vince.
Yeah.
And so
We did bypass that altogether.
While we're not doing that, it's just it makes sense that he would be
excited for Miss Hancock.
absolutely
Former Miss Hancock.
correct of WCW. So the opening contest of tonight, and I'll just go ahead and spoil the next few weeks. The Undertaker, the new television champion, is going about proving
that he's a great television champion.
That he deserved it, right? And how best to do that than by defeating the men who he didn't beat in the main event last week. So we start with Nathan Jones.
Well, that's an easy one.
And so Nathan Jones takes on The Undertaker in the opening contest of SmackDown. And like you said, The Undertaker does win. But that's not really...
That's not what's important.
What I would consider to be the takeaway from this match. What is the standout moment here is Chuck Palumbo riding his motorcycle and running Paul Heyman off from ringside.
Nice.
And so Brock is very displeased with what has occurred. And he
has done it now.
He holds up his undisputed title while The Undertaker holds up his television title in the ring, kind of foreshadowing that these two are on a collision course.
They will punch each other in the face.
For Day of Reckoning 2. It's not explicitly stated, but it's implied, right?
It's the vibe.
And, it's a play on the idea that Brock wanted that secondary title, that additional championship of Mark Henry's.
Indeed.
So, after that, we'll just say commercial break, we come back, and somebody we never hear speak, rarely hear speak, is in the ring, and he is calling out a man with a championship that he wants a match with. So Spike Dudley says, Billy Kidman, not only did I defeat you, but I want my Cruiserweight Championship match here tonight.
Bitch.
JBL comes up on the Titantron and says, Spike, you didn't beat Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman beat Billy Kidman last week.
Okay, I see where he's going.
So Billy Kidman had a 103-degree temperature. He was delirious. He didn't even realize, this is how ill he was. He didn't realize he was in the ring with Spike Dudley. All he saw was a blur of camo, and you are not getting a Cruiserweight Championship title match tonight. That's just all there is to it. I spoke with Vince McMahon. He says that you and Ray both can wrestle Billy for the Cruiserweight title at Day of Reckoning 2, but tonight you might as well just get back in the locker room because you're not the one, kid, and it ain't happening because Billy is still recovering from that temperature.
That 103-degree fever. That's dangerous.
And so we close out with John saying, "Why are you still in that ring? Orlando, you go get him.
Go get him."
And so Orlando leaves the locker room, and when Jordan steps out, John says to the camera, he says, Bill Goldberg, Orlando Jordan is next. Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much, much more. But most importantly, the story itself. And so it was just a way for John to announce to the crowd who Bill Goldberg is going to destroy, but not let Orlando Jordan know he's about to get destroyed.
Poor bastard.
And so Orlando doesn't know what the future holds for him, but it will be the semi-main event.
Nice, nice.
So Scott Steiner of the Best First Generation is accompanied to the ring by Lance Storm and Booker T. And Steiner, is taking on Dupree, who is accompanied by Sylvan and Nunzio. Bet you never guess who's got this.
Could be anybody.
So Big Papa Pump makes Dupree tap out
What?
to the Steiner
I
recliner.
can't believe this.
And yeah, it's not looking too good for Nunzio and crew. Yeah. I love that we thought the same thing. So after that, Tajiri and Funaki challenge Jamie Noble and Toa Reigns, who were on the outside of the tag match last week, but this week
Flip-flop.
Jamie Noble defeats Funaki in a way to prove that, again, Koinonis are on the rise. They are top guys. They're
Picking
winning.
up W's. That's
Exactly.
important.
So Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero,
Booyaka.
they get assaulted in the back
Oh, damn.
by A-Train, Big Show, and Nathan Jones in this Civic Arena. This leads to the concept that basically the XL Factor are working their way toward Eddie's Intercontinental title.
Okay.
It's not stated, but it's implied.
It's not obvious, but we were getting there. through the process.
We're setting up the dominoes to be knocked over to make it make sense.
Gotcha.
And so Orlando Jordan versus Bill Goldberg is a semi-main event of the 9/11/2003 episode. Bill Goldberg, babyface, defeats heel Orlando Jordan.
Upset.
And once again, just like I did last week, nothing but good guy wins. Different reason, though. The reason this one is nothing but babyface is going over is because we're trying to get that lifted spirits
I'm about to say
concept.
this is the raise the hearts of Americans everywhere.
Exactly. So
Again.
in the main event, the Iron Addicts fall to Team Angle because, red, white, and blue all day long.
USA.
But
USA.
remember how I brought up Stacy Keibler's famous job interview with Vince McMahon
Yes,
in ring?
indeed.
So Vince makes motions.
You got me. Facial expression.
Let's just say he's advances. That's the word I was looking for. He makes
okay.
advances toward Stacy. And she, who has been training, who has been under the tutelage of Kurt, Charlie, and Shelton, not only does she make sure that he knows that she is not interested,
Mm-hmm. But that she can whoop his ass.
she stands up for herself so strongly. And Vince is so obnoxious that even Val Venus, who's not in the match, he's just ringside, he gives a look like, oh man, not even I would do that. I'm
I'm a literal porn star.
And so...
Sorry, was back in the day. I'm now a gym addict.
Exactly. So while Vince is taken aback by his being rejected, thank you, he is also being instructed to go to the back by his daughter, Stephanie, who comes out and she's like, don't ruin the main event, Dad. This is supposed to be...
It's for America.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good night. And so Stephanie McMahon, who can't convince her dad to do the right thing, slaps him in the face.
Oh, okay.
But when Stephanie slaps her dad, his arm candy, Sable, Terry Reynolds, Dawn Marie, They all are assaulting Stephanie. They're going at it. And then Vince, he yells out a challenge to his daughter. He says, at Day of Reckoning, you and me, I want an I quit match. And when I make you say I quit, you will no longer be the general manager of SmackDown. And so that's happening chaotically around the ring. In the match, unfortunately, Shelton Benjamin does pick up a leg injury.
Yep.
And tags out to Kurt Angle, who hits his angle slam on Matt Hardy. He goes up to the top, hits a big moonsault, gets the 1, 2, 3
For America.
He, Stacy, and Charlie help Shelton stand to celebrate, and we go off with positivity and multiple matches set for
streamers, sparklers.
But we also have multiple matches set up for the pay-per-view,
Exactly.
which is what is really important.
That's the key.
I mean, not that the show itself isn't important, but I'm just saying, like, the building
to
important.
the show is also important,
As well as this Super America show.
Yes. So, thank you.
Yes, sir.